In October 2015, the world was shaken by a tragedy that left 224 souls lost in the vast expanse of the Egyptian desert. Metrojet Flight 9268, a routine journey from Sharm el-Sheikh to St. Petersburg, spiraled into chaos mere moments after takeoff. What initially seemed like a routine flight turned into one of the deadliest aviation disasters of the decade, leaving investigators baffled and families shattered. Join us on a journey into the heart of this harrowing event as we unravel the mysteries, explore the human stories, and shed light on the events that led to the catastrophic demise of Flight 9268. In the pre-dawn hours of October 31st, 2015, at Sharm el-Sheikh International Airport, nestled in the serene Sinai Peninsula, Egypt, the bustling hum of ground crew and the quiet anticipation of travelers marked the prelude to what was supposed to be a routine flight. Metrojet Flight 9268, bound for St. Petersburg, Russia, was undergoing its final preparations under the faint glow of runway lights. Ground technicians meticulously inspected the aircraft, ensuring every mechanical component was in pristine condition. Passengers, unaware of the tragedy that would soon unfold, settled into their seats with the expectation of a routine journey ahead. Little did they know, this tranquil scene would soon be shattered by unforeseen events, plunging Flight 9268 into the depths of unimaginable horror. Sharm el-Sheikh International Airport serves as a pivotal gateway to the captivating landscapes and azure waters of Egypt's Sinai Peninsula, drawing tourists from across the globe seeking sun-drenched beaches and vibrant cultural experiences. The route from Sharm el-Sheikh to Pulkovo Airport in St. Petersburg, Russia, stands as a vital artery connecting two distinct worlds, each offering unique allure to travelers. For Egypt, this route represents a lifeline to its tourism industry, fostering economic growth and providing employment opportunities for countless locals. Likewise for Russia, particularly the bustling metropolis of St. Petersburg, this route serves as a conduit for cultural exchange and exploration, inviting visitors to immerse themselves in the rich tapestry of Russian history and architecture. Both nations rely on this vital air link to facilitate the flow of tourists, fostering mutual prosperity and strengthening diplomatic ties between Egypt and Russia. At this juncture in history, the rise of the Islamic State, ISIS, casts a shadow of fear and uncertainty across the region, sparking grave concerns about security on a global scale. With its ruthless tactics and merciless pursuit of power, ISIS has managed to seize vast swathes of territory in Iraq and Syria, establishing a self-proclaimed caliphate that strikes fear into the hearts of civilians and governments alike. The group's extremist ideology, coupled with its sophisticated recruitment methods and access to modern weaponry, poses a grave threat not only to the stability of the Middle East, but also to the wider international community. The rapid expansion of ISIS-controlled territory has sparked fears of terrorist attacks, sectarian violence, and the destabilization of neighboring countries. Flight 9268 was carrying 217 passengers, of which 25 were children, plus 7 crew members. The captain of the flight was 47-year-old Valery Yuryevich Nemov, and the first officer was Sergei Stanislavovich Trukachev. According to the airline, Captain Nemov had amassed more than 12,000 hours of flight time, including 3,800 hours on this aircraft type. First Officer Trukachev had 5,641 hours of flight time, including more than 1,300 hours on the aircraft type. Most of the passengers and all of the crew members were Russian. There were also 1 Belarusian and 4 Ukrainian passengers on board. Most of the passengers were tourists returning from Red Sea resorts. The Association of Tour Operators of Russia released the passenger manifest of all those thought to have been on the flight. The majority of the passengers were from northwest Russia, including St. Petersburg and the surrounding Leningrad, Novgorod, and Pskov oblasts. A great number of children were orphaned by the crash, as many parents on the flight had left their children behind in Russia. Flight 9268 left Sharm el-Sheikh Airport at 5:50 EST, 3:50 UTC on the 31st of October 2015 for Pulkovo Airport in St. Petersburg, Russia, with 217 passengers and 7 crew members on board. After departing from Sharm el-Sheikh International Airport, Metrojet Flight 9268 proceeded on its routine course towards its destination in St. Petersburg, Russia. However, despite the initial normalcy of the flight, alarm bells began to ring when the aircraft failed to establish contact with Cyprus Air Traffic Control a mere 23 minutes after takeoff. This unexpected silence raised immediate concerns, as standard procedure dictates regular communication between air traffic controllers and flight crews. As authorities scrambled to ascertain the whereabouts of the aircraft, reports emerged indicating that Flight 9268 had experienced a sudden and catastrophic explosion, ripping through the fuselage and sending debris plummeting to the earth below. This devastating revelation thrust the flight into the spotlight, transforming what was supposed to be a routine journey into a harrowing tale of tragedy and loss. The Egyptian Civilian Aviation Ministry issued a statement that indicated the flight was at an altitude of 31,000 feet, 9,400 m, when it disappeared from radar screens after a steep descent of 5,000 feet, 1,500 m, in 1 minute. Flight Radar 24 shows the aircraft climbing to 33,500 feet, 10,200 m, at 404 km, 748 kilometers per h, 465 miles per hour, before suddenly descending to 28,375 feet, 8,649 m at 62 km, 115 kilometers per h, 71 miles per hour, approximately 50 kilometers, 31 miles, 27 mi northeast of Nakul, after which its position was no longer tracked. A bomb exploded in the aircraft, causing uncontrolled decompression, and the aircraft disintegrated in midair. Additional citation needed, all 224 passengers. The wreckage from the tragic incident sprawled across an expanse of 20 square kilometers, approximately 8 square miles or 6 square nautical miles, with the forward section positioned roughly 5 kilometers, about 3.1 miles or 2.7 nautical miles, away from the tail. These distances suggested a mid-air breakup of the aircraft. Aerial footage aired on RT revealed that the wings remained largely intact until the moment of impact. This observation, combined with the debris distribution, corroborated initial assessments indicating that the aircraft's tail section had detached mid-flight and descended separately, amplifying the severity of the catastrophic event. Ayman al-Muqaddam, appointed to investigate the crash of Metrojet Flight 9268, revealed on October 31st that the pilot had requested an emergency landing at the nearest airport, possibly El Arish International Airport in northern Sinai. However, Egyptian Civil Aviation Minister Hossam Kamel stated that there were no distress calls or change of route requests recorded. Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi emphasized that the investigation would be extensive. Russia dispatched 3 aircraft to the crash site and initiated legal action against Koga Lemavia. Egyptian authorities promised close collaboration with Russian investigators. Initial assessments indicated the aircraft had passed technical checks, but investigations would delve into security footage. The involvement of aviation agencies from France, Germany, and Ireland signaled international cooperation. Both flight recorders were recovered on November 1st, with initial findings suggesting a sudden catastrophic event on board. Concerns over a possible explosion grew, supported by satellite data and intercepted transmissions. Subsequent investigations pointed towards terrorism, leading to flight suspensions and heightened security measures. Russian officials confirmed traces of explosives, while ISIL claimed responsibility. Despite conflicting reports, the investigation continued, with Egypt acknowledging terrorism's role in the tragedy in February 2016. In March 2016, Metrojet declared bankruptcy due to the repercussions of the bombing of Flight 9268 and the deteriorating security situation in Egypt, which led to a decline in passenger numbers. However, in April 2018, Aeroflot and Egypt Air resumed flights between Moscow and Cairo, followed by the resumption of flights between Russia and other Egyptian destinations in August 2021. In response to heightened security concerns, airports globally implemented stricter vetting procedures for staff. Approximately 70 employees lost their security clearance to work in secure areas of Paris's Orly and Charles de Gaulle airports due to suspected extremist ties. Other hypotheses, including a potential tail strike and maintenance issues, have been considered in the investigation. While airline officials have ruled out mechanical failure, concerns have been raised about the aircraft's technical state. The plane involved in the crash had previously suffered a tail strike during a landing in Cairo, prompting comparisons to past incidents like Japan Airlines Flight 123. Flight 123 experienced catastrophic damage due to improper repair of its tail section after a tail strike, leading to explosive decompression. Reports on the wreckage of Flight 9268 have suggested a possible failure of the rear pressure bulkhead. However, Metrojet officials insisted that the aircraft was airworthy and had undergone recent inspections. Additionally, speculation about a missile attack has emerged, with ICL claiming responsibility. However, Russian and US officials have expressed skepticism, citing a lack of concrete evidence.